Welcome to example 3 for third angle orthographic projection found on page 7-30 of your textbook. Now once again, here in SolidWorks, they've tipped the model so that, here's the front, the right is this backwards L, and then the top. But in the book, it shows the object actually flipped 90 degrees. And then the author in the book draws the orthographic as if it is oriented this way. Well, let's just, this is like our first example. I am always going to make this side, to be my front. And then over here is going to be my right. If we look at the orthographic views that SolidWorks can create for us, and the only thing that we see is going to be missing is in the right side. We're going to have to put some hidden lines. So I haven't gone over how to do this. We've done this several times. There's going to have one hidden line. So these are the three views we're going to see, and I'm going to draw my front here and my top. But I'm not going to exactly draw this. This is actually going to be my front, but you'll soon see why that is. So let's go on over to the textbook and let me attack this problem. All right, first off, I'm always going to use this side coming in from the left as my front and this side here as my right. Those are just commonly the way things are in SolidWorks. When you show an isometric view in SolidWorks, you have front, right, and this is top looking down. I don't know why the author decides to then, come on over here and make this the front. Well, by making this the front in this view, you're sketching the right side. You're sketching the front, and you're sketching a side that you don't even see in this isometric. So I don't like to do that. I like to use the front, the right, the top. That way I'm doing orthographic sketches of things that I can directly see and don't have to infer from. Alrighty, so let's do the front. Okay, so let's take this line. I'm going to call this line number 1, and let's just locate that somewhere down the page. First off, let's see. I'm going to have a height of, and then we're going to draw 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 3 up to there, and then it looks like if we bring this top over. Well, I'm going to come to this L. Let's just do this L first, okay? So I'm going to do 1, and so let's draw object 1. Okay, so that's going to be 1 square up. So this is line 1. You can see line 2 is going to go here to the left, 1, 2, 3 squares over. Okay, so that's line number 2. Line number 3 is going to go up 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and I'm going to finish the L. All right, so there is the L with edges 1, 2, and 3. Now the question is, I'm going to see this peak up here. How high is it? So let's do this. Let's draw a light line across here. And then we're going to draw another light line right through here. And if I draw a vertical line, okay, I see that I'm going between one set of dots and another. I'm going basically up 1 square. So I'm going to put this up there, and this is going to be edge 4 right here. Now, what's left to show? Okay, see the L, I see this inclined slope here. I've got this this circle, and there's going to be a tangent edge right there, and we will show that just on our hidden line here. So that's actually going to be in about 1 square. So I'm just going to make a little dotted line right here. Okay, and that's going to be the circle. So that's my front view. Let's keep in mind that front views show us width and they show us height. All right, now the top view is going to have the same width as the front. Okay, so I'm looking straight down. This front edge 2, I'm going to see that as an edge. Okay, so that's line number 2. Line number 3 is just a point. And I need to go back now because I'm looking at the top. I'm going to see that. It's going to go back. This is, let's count them. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, I just barely make it. So I'm going to come back to here. All right. And then this is going to come up to here. And all we're going to have to do is, well, we're going to show this surface here, which is about 1 square. So I've got this right there. So let's call this edge, we're up to 5. So this is edge 5 right there. It's also going to be these inclined slants are going to be in line with 5. So there's 5. And then you have these 2 little lines coming over. Now, how far do these come over? It looks like about 1.5 squares in. 1.5 squares in, and then the circle starts. 1.5 squares and the circle starts. And then how far back does this circle go? It basically goes from this front edge 1 line of squares back, so it's going back about 1 square. So we'll just make a circle about like that. All right. So that is the front and the top view. And remember, this dimension right here would be the depth. Let's move on over to the right view. Remember, we're going to project lines over because we have to have the same heights going into the right. So the right view, which the author tries to treat as the front, we are going to see line 1. So let's draw line 1. And that's going to come over 1.5 squares. I know that from the top view. And then we're going to get this edge, which I'm going to call 6 right here. So there's edge 6. Okay, then we're going to see the line on the top. Okay, so we're going to see this circular edge just as this. And that's going to come over basically 1.5 squares, and then we're going to see number 7, which is right here, and then it's going to come back another 1.5 squares or so. Okay, so that is this first base, and then we are going to have the peak is going to be just about in the middle, and that's got to be the same height as 4. These little sides of the L, or the vertical sides of the L, are 2 squares. So I'm going to come up 2 squares on each side. All right, and then we're going to hit that peak, which has got to be 1, 2.5, 1, 2.5. So here and here. All right, and then finally we will just put a little center line in here to show symmetrical symmetry on that circle. Okay, and here's a little center mark right there. And that should just about do it. Okay? Except I have one line missing, I see. Do you see where it is? I cheated and looked. But on the top, line number 4, where is it? There's 4 as a point view. So 4 is actually right here. So bad job on me to forget that. What's this dimension right here? That's the depth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares depth there should coincide with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. The heights match up here, the widths match up there. All right, that's the way I would do this problem. I always like to just draw the 3 views that I actually see in the isometric, always calling this one on the left the front, the right, and the top.